Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who's that? Who's that? Who's logging on? So I'm using a new software this morning to see if I can get this right. Live viewer comments show up. And I don't think I got it. All right, if you want viewer comments to show up, you'll need to make your streams public. Don't worry, so you follow these steps. All right, StreamYard view and edit. Select public. Okay. All right, so just bear with me if you are logging on while I make a couple changes so I can get this right. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna go down to apps and websites, wherever it is, apps and websites. Good morning. All right, apps and websites, manage apps. All right. Uh-oh. Apps and websites, apps and websites. Okay, so we'll get started in just a sec. Trying to figure out how to use this new service, and it looks like I need to make a couple changes on the settings. Let's see. Manage ads, manage pages, settings. There we go. Apps and websites. All right, there we go. Business integrations. All right, there we go. StreamYard, view and edit. And then what we'll do is select public visibility. Let's see. Under app visibility and post audience. Where is that? App visibility. Who can see this? Okay, so that's done. The public. Yes. Okay. Saved. Let's go back home and see if I got that right. Okay, I got it. I got it. All right, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Let me know if you are logging on. Go ahead and post in the comments. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome to this week's edition of the 3 a.m. Club. Today is Monday, June 1st, 2020. And time, as you can see, maybe, there we go, is 3:04 a.m. I like to get started right at 3 a.m. sharp, but this week I am utilizing a new service called StreamYard, and StreamYard basically allows you to stream live to a couple different platforms. And so instead of using Zoom as a setup, This week we decided to use StreamYard to see if it'd be more effective in helping our audience, helping us reach our audience, and helping our audience actually get a chance to see us. So this week's edition of the 3 a.m. Club, and just so you know, the 3 a.m. Club is for entrepreneurs, is for highly motivated people, it's for people who want to level up in their life, it's for people who are focused, who are on the grind, people who are trying to elevate, however you would describe yourself and trying to progress in addition to being an entrepreneur or wanting to be an entrepreneur or business owner. This call is for you. We kick it off every Monday at 3 a.m. sharp so that we can start our week off strong and be in control of our week, be in control of our time, and most importantly, be in control of our mindset. So today we are going to very briefly, we're going to talk about the death of George Floyd in speaking your mind. Now, if you haven't heard over the last week or so about George Floyd and the story behind George Floyd, I won't dig too deep into that today, but I will touch on it just to make sure that the context and the understanding is there before we move on. George Floyd was a man who was killed by a police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This happened, I believe, actually a week ago, last Monday. Now, I could leave it there in terms of the description and move on and continue with the call, but without giving you further detail, it would be hard for you to understand why this is such an important situation that has taken place. Now, before I said he was a man who was killed by a police officer, murdered by a police officer. Well, he was a black man who was murdered by a white cop. Okay, so I'm not going to get into race and I'm not going to get into all of that stuff on this conversation, but needless to say, over the course of the last week, the entire country and even communities around the world have been protesting and mourning the death of George Floyd, who is one many who have unfortunately had their life taken prematurely by the hands of police. Now, what does that have to do with today? Today is about being in a position, again, entrepreneur, business owner, even an executive or anyone who works at a company, and having a situation like this arise and finding it difficult or being challenged with the ability to speak your mind about situations and circumstances that arise in daily life because you are afraid, fearful, or worried about what the impact may be if you speak your mind. So in the classic context, especially from an entrepreneur standpoint, what happens is we are challenged with speaking about certain things out of fear of how it is to affect us and how it is going to affect our business. And so people oftentimes, rather than speak on certain things, they avoid it altogether because they don't want the backlash or the perceived backlash of what it may mean for their business. So today we're going to talk very briefly about 3 things that can help you create a situation and create an environment that will allow you to speak your mind about certain situations and certain things that may happen during life. One of the things, so the issue, what is the issue? The issue is being able to freely talk about controversial topics without harming or affecting or even dealing with the impact against your business. So the solution, 3 things that you can do. One thing you can do, separate yourself from your business or your businesses. What do I mean by that? What I mean is your business is a separate entity from you. Your business has a brand, and that brand is the business name and the products and services that business provides. And then you as the owner, whether you are a solopreneur or you have a team, you as the owner or you as the person the employee, you are a separate entity from the job and from the company that you own. So separate those two entities, and then you have to go into defining. So why is it important you separate the two? You separate the two because it gives you the permission to create an environment and to create a platform that will allow you to speak your mind more freely. I'll give you a quick example. An artist, whether they're a painter, a writer, a musician, they have a lot more leeway when it comes to expressing themselves and expressing their minds on any given particular topic. They maximize what we call the freedom of speech, right? The freedom of thought and the freedom to express your thoughts and your ideas and to do it in a public forum. Well, the non-artist doesn't have the same leeway with the broader community, the broader audience when it comes to expressing themselves. So what happens when the non-artist promotes themselves to now being an artist? Changed their brand and they've changed their angle, and now the non-artist has become the artist, and the perception in the platform and the freedom to express themselves has now changed. They're no longer the non-artist, but the artists who now can present themselves in a broader format. So separate yourself from your business brand and start to create and lay a foundation for a personal brand that may include titles such as activist, social commentator, that type of politician, that type of way that you identify and present yourself. The second thing you can do, define your mission statement, your vision statement, your core values, and target customer, both as a brand, a personal brand, as well as a business. By creating these statements and by articulating these statements, you create a filter for the type of people who make up your organization, who make up your life, who make up your customer and clientele. And if you articulate that and articulate it with the right words, some of those words being, let's say peace, let's love, let's say open-mindedness, let's say equality. When you create these filters, people who align or do not align with your brand, both business and personal, some will align if they agree, and the ones that don't agree won't align. A basic tenet marketing, business marketing, is defining your target customer. A basic tenet of creating your brand or creating your business is articulating who you are and what do you stand for. You have to know that you cannot please everyone, and by articulating this environment and creating this filter, you will easily be able to attract and be attracted to the people and the circumstances and the situations that are in alignment with your mission, your vision, and your culture and your target market. Number three, the last thing you can do is take a stand. You have to make a decision about what you stand for and then actually take action. By taking a stand and taking action and articulating and creating the brand and articulating the brand and what the brand stands for, now you are taking action and you are taking a stand, and you are accepting the fact that no matter what you do, you cannot, you will not please everyone. There are 7 billion people on this planet. 7 billion people. The people who are no longer attracted to how you present yourself and what your brand stands for, they will no longer be attracted. The hard reality is you will lose friends, you will lose customers, you will lose clients. But guess what? You will also gain friends and gain clients and gain customers. You'll lose the ones who are not in alignment with what you stand for, and you will gain the ones who are in alignment with what you stand for. And in the process, you will become more effective and create an environment that you actually enjoy more, because now you are in alignment with people who think, act the same way you do. So take a stand and articulate separate your personal brand, your business brand, articulate what your brand stands for, take a stand, and speak your mind. Thank you for joining this week's edition of the 3 a.m. Club. It was good talking to you. I'll see you next week. Peace.